Free Talk Live, you're here with us on the radio. And maybe you're here with us in the room of the Porcupine Freedom Festival's media room, brought to you by LRN.FM. We're here at PorcFest 2015, bringing you yet another week of fun and excitement here from the northern White Mountains and the woods of New Hampshire at a place called Rogers Campground, an event put on by the Free State Project to showcase what it's like to actually be around a group of people who care about freedom. It's nice. You get to actually talk about things that are not the basics of freedom because the people here already get that. And you get to connect with people on a level that you wouldn't normally do. And in fact, you hear that a lot from people. As I was driving to Vermont today for a little field trip that I started talking about last hour, one of the people that was a passenger in the car was talking about how they just felt like they can't talk to people where they're from, that, nobody understands the ideas of liberty. And to somebody who does understand those ideas and appreciates them, it can be very frustrating to be around a bunch of people who don't get it and who, when you do your best to try to encourage them to understand these ideas, they're not interested. And it's hard, especially hard when those are your friends and your family members. And so a lot of people are choosing to move to New Hampshire as part of the Free State Project, and others are considering it. And a lot of those folks are here, as well as people who like Mark and myself who've already made the move. And so you can come here and experience this. It's not too late. Go to porcfest.com, porcfest.com. It's going on all week long, all the way through about noon on Sunday. So there's still plenty of time. We're not even halfway done with this event yet, although soon enough we'll be on the downhill slope, and this thing's going to be over before you know it. Yeah. It's always a good time here at PorcFest, and always new people to meet, including a guy I've never met before just now. Mark, you found somebody named Dave to join us here from
Dave
Token
Aiello,
Labs.
From Token.me. Dave, you're making a Bitcoin wallet. How many? There seems like there's a lot of these out there.
Sure, but ours is the best, obviously.
What? How so?
Sure. Well, so what we do is there's basically two ways you can.
Quick, what's Bitcoin?
Yeah. Oh man, that's a long.
International peer-to-peer open source currency that allows individuals to send and receive money around the world without having to pay fees. And to be able to control their money without the intervention of bankers and governments.
Couldn't have said it better.
How's that?
Yeah, in the censorship resistance, borderless, those are things that all appeal to libertarians and people who are liberty-minded. And that's really what got myself and my partner motivated to start this company, because there are actually two ways that you can do Bitcoin. One way is you can have basically a Bitcoin bank where they have control of your coins and they sort of send them around for you. And the other way that you can do Bitcoin is you can sort of be your own bank, which is...
I think that was the idea behind Bitcoin.
Indeed it was. But, we see a lot of companies that are moving in the other direction, and they may not be of a libertarian mindset. So we feel like, we needed to create a really cool service that could allow people to, be free and be their own bank. So that's what we're doing with our wallet.
Okay.
How is your wallet different from some of the long-standing wallets like blockchain.info?
Sure. Yeah. So for example, we use multi-signature, and whereas blockchain.info uses a single key.
I don't think multi-sig's really been rolled out in too many. People keep talking about it, but it really hasn't been.
Yeah, sure.
So what is multi-sig?
Yeah, to explain it at a high level, it's basically like if you had a lockbox with 3 locks on it and 3 keys that could open it, and 2 out of those 3 keys are needed to open the box. So you use 2 of the keys, and that will unlock your Bitcoins.
So is it only a set of 3 that you can choose from, or can you
There are multiple setups that you can do, but by default, we do like 2 of 3, it's called.
Right. That's a great way to do multi-sig, but
does that mean I need to have a second person who can...
Right.
Like I can't even open my own wallet without Mark or something like that?
Right. So imagine for a second that there was a contract put between you gentlemen.
I wanted him to answer the question.
Well, it could be set up like that. Like, let's say you're in a corporation and there are multiple people who needed to approve a certain expenditure. Mm-hmm. You could have each one of them hold a key, and then they could all sign it together and make the expenditure.
But what if it's just me? I mean, what if I don't want to share?
That's what we're gearing it towards. Is so you have one key that you hold offline, or you print it out. Nobody knows about it. The other key you access with your password, username and password, and the third key is held by us. And what we do with it is we use it to prevent fraud. So we can set spending limits, rate limits on the transactions. So if someone were to hack into your wallet and get your password, there's only a limit to how much of your money they could take. Whereas if you're using one of the traditional wallets like blockchain.info, if someone gets into your wallet, they can empty it out.
They got it all.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's a more secure way to go about it. So that's one of the features that we're excited about. There are a few other wallets that do the multi-signature, but we're trying to bring it mainstream and bring it to average consumers.
Even as somebody who knows Bitcoin fairly well compared to the average person, it's still hard for me to really grasp multi-signature because I've never really used it. And
sure. Well,
so
I
if
guess
this
the
makes
idea,
it usable, that sounds good. But I guess I still don't understand. Like, how do I even get into this thing? I have to go unearth a private key that I've printed and stored in a safe somewhere? I mean, how do I even log into the account? I mean, that seems difficult.
Sure. Well, one of the main things that we wanted to focus on was making it just all happen in the background. So you wouldn't have to have any experience that's unfamiliar. It's just basically you have a username and a password, you log in, and your account is multi-signature. Mm-hmm. You have a backup that's emailed to you, so it's there, it's encrypted.
Yeah.
So there's not really a learning curve, and we wanted to keep it like that because a lot of the multi-signature wallets in the past have been not really too intuitive to use. So we want to make it really simple for people to have this level of security.
Has it started? Can people go and get one of these right now?
They can, but they need to email me first.
Oh,
it's exclusive.
Is this beta?
Indeed. So what we're doing is we're in a beta testing phase.
So if you're willing to put up with a possible bug,
sure,
and possibly report that bug,
sure. Highly doubt it, but yeah, it's working well now. But
everything went fine in the alpha.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So we're getting feedback from users, and if you want to email me, Dave@token.me, we'll be glad to send you an invite, and you can check out our wallet and let us know what you think.
How did you end up here at PorcFest, Dave?
Well, I've always wanted to come, even before I was involved with Bitcoin. I've always been an anarcho-capitalist. That sort of drove me into the Bitcoin world. I thought that a good way to contribute was doing this Bitcoin tent. So I worked with some of the organizers at PorcFest.
Is this the big inflatable thing
yeah,
I've seen? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. We loved the idea, and so we're hosting some Bitcoin talks, some Bitcoin 101, just educating people. And
how's that going? I mean, because obviously not everybody here is a Bitcoiner. There are some people who've probably been sort of standoffish about it, like, I like my gold and silver. I don't know about this Bitcoin thing. I used to be that guy.
Sure.
So, I mean, have you been seeing a bunch of newbies coming in and getting educated?
Of course. Yeah, actually, it's been really encouraging. A lot of people are genuinely curious. I mean, this is a great crowd of people in general. They're generally curious people in general. We've had a lot of people stop by, asking us, what's this thing? What if, there's a huge catastrophe, the internet goes down, all these sort of questions that people generally ask. And it's been really encouraging to get the word out. And this is definitely the place to do it because you're some, a bunch of freedom-loving people here. And this is basically where Bitcoin was birthed. You guys.
Well, I don't know about that, but some of the big Bitcoiners have come through here. Roger Ver has been here, and a number of other Charlie Shrem has been here.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, what put this on your radar? You said you're an anarcho-capitalist. Why Free State Project? What brought you to this in the first place?
Oh, I mean, what the Free State Project is doing is amazing, and moving all these people out here to New Hampshire to bring about freedom.
Are you a signer of the Free State Project?
Yeah, sure. I am a signer. Yeah,
Congrats.
Signed on. Yeah.
What's your plan for making the move out here?
Well, that depends. I was in medical school for the past 4 years, and I just graduated. So,
medical school into token.me.
Into computer programming and saying, this is what I want to do.
Wow. Now, were you programming all along through college? I mean, you don't just jump in typically to programming.
Yeah, sure. I was always into more the design side of things, HTML, CSS. Learned some JavaScript, and started learning a little more about it, and decided that I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be working towards a freer society.
It's a fairly portable field. You could move a company like this anywhere. So
sure, absolutely.
I hope to see Token.me based in New Hampshire one of these days,
or at least a satellite office, right?
Where are you right
absolutely.
now? Based out of?
Yeah, we're in the process of moving to San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm originally from Rhode Island. I love the Northeast, so.
All the VC money out there in Silicon Valley.
That's right, venture capitalists.
So what I heard as far as the sort of multi-signature aspect was that essentially a contract could be made with multi-signature by if there's two parties that make a contract and a third person sort of does things in escrow, just sort of a referee.
Absolutely.
That if, for instance, one of the parties doesn't feel like things were done properly, then the other individual can go to the referee, and then they would be able to decide.
They would decide.
Yeah.
We're out of time. Dave from Token.me, thanks for coming on Free Talk Live, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Coming up here from PorcFest 2015, the Porcupine Freedom Festival, in moments.